Hey everyone, it's Owen, and welcome to my 5th video in my Java tutorial series. And in this episode we're going to be going over numeric variables and how to use them. So, the first thing I'd like to address, which I know you guys have seen before, is the assignment operator, and which is the equal sign. And what the equal sign does is, it just assigns a variable a value, like string g equals hi. So it's just assigning string g hi. So I mean, you guys probably could have gotten that by now if you've watched my past videos, but and I won't talk too much about this right now, but you will see this later on in the videos. They are not the same thing, so if you ever get errors, just double check that you're using the appropriate one. So next, I'm going to talk about some other operators. These are the arithmetic operators, and they include, just basic math operations and whatnot. So you have plus, minus, multiplication, which is an asterisk in this case. It is not an X. The Java language and all the other languages, and pretty much like anything that has to do with the computer, even if you're using a calculator, it's it's the asterisk. It is not the X, because they are two different things. And also we have the division sign, which is a regular slash, forward slash, and then we have modulus, which is the percent sign, which looks kind of weird here, but the percent sign, what it does is it just gives the remainder of your, like if you wanted to divide something, you do, I don't know, 5, where's modulus? You do 5 modulus 4 or something. Not that that'd give you, So, anyways, other than that, I hope you guys get how most of those work. I'm not gonna go over them. I'll try to make this a short video, but they're pretty. You've probably done stuff like that before. So, and the next thing I'm gonna talk about too is Pemdas, which I'm sure you guys have heard of this if you've taken a math class. It's the order of operations. It is parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, and addition and subtraction. And that is the order in which the Java language is going to look at the way that you write out anything. So if you were to like declare an int, if you were to like declare an int, and you did 5 times 8 divided by 7 plus 3, it's going to do your multiplication and division from left to right, and it's going to do your addition afterward. So you do 5 times 8 divided by 3 plus 7, and it's also going to look at grouping symbols first, or parentheses in this case, because you can't really use any other grouping symbols in this language. But so after this, I'm going to talk about some sort of like some unusual things that if you're coming from like an algebra background, or any math really, you wouldn't be able to do something like this. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do int x equals x plus 1. So if you haven't seen this before, it probably looks pretty weird, and that is the reason because in algebra you wouldn't be able to do this. This doesn't really make, like, you would, but it doesn't make sense. Well, no, you wouldn't be able to. But what it does in Java is it's assigning. Well, actually, you wouldn't be able to. It would have to just be like this, actually. Assuming that you have like int x, x equals 3 up here or something. And what this is going to do, it's going to assign x a new value. So it's going to assign it the old x value, which up here is 3, and it's going to add 1. So if we were to print this, it would just print 4. So that's what that's going to do. And just keep that in mind. So next I'm going to go over some easy ways just to increment and decrement to your variables just by one value. And that is like x plus plus, and also x minus minus minus. And this is just going to add 1 to the value of x. So if I were to do this, I'd do x plus 3, and then x would equal 4, and then x would equal 5, and then x would equal 4 again, because it would be subtracting. So this just adds 1. It's this right here is the same thing as this line up here. It's just a quicker way to write it. And another thing that you can do, what is, well, let's see, it's minus minus x. So what x plus plus does is it's gonna add 1 to your variable after it's already gone through the line of code, after it's gone through whatever. And x or minus minus x is gonna subtract it. Oh, sorry, I put minus here. I meant to put plus, but it's gonna subtract it before it gets to that line, or before it does that you know, method or whatever you're doing. It's kind of hard to explain. You might run into it later, but you know, I don't normally use minus minus or plus plus x. I normally just use these ones. So after that, we're going to talk about compound operators, and compound operators are just like, it'd be like putting a plus and equal sign next to each other, or minus and equal sign. And this can get confusing if this is the first time you've seen it, but as long as it's, I'll try to explain it well, but if I can explain it well, you should be able to pick up on it eventually pretty easily. And what I'm going to do is put x plus 1. So what x plus 1 is really equal to is it's equal to this. Sorry, it's equal to this line up here. It's doing the same, it's just a quicker way to write x equals x plus 1. So it's basically, it's, you know, you could do x equals x plus 3, and it would be the same to this. And you can also do you know, x minus, and that would change this to minus. It's kind of weird syntax, but it's a way to do things quickly, and if you use it a lot, you'll eventually pick up on it really easily. But you know, if for some reason you can't use it, feel free to just use this. There's really no use to this other than, you know, some people think it looks cleaner, and it's you know, it's a quicker way to write it. But other than that, it's really not that much. So lastly, I want to talk about integer division truncation, and that sounds kind of weird, but it's like if I were to put 5 divided by 3. Now this is gonna, or sorry, if I was to put like int x or int c equals 5 divided by 3, then it's gonna give me some weird, you know, really this is like some weird double. I don't, you know, it's not an exact integer. It's not a whole number, and we can't, like, you might be thinking you can't have that because it's an integer. However, you can do it, and what it's gonna print is it's just gonna give you, or what it's gonna give you is just a 2. It's gonna just, you know, like if you were to put 5, if you were to put 5 divided by 3, it's not, it's gonna have some weird remainder in it, and what it does is it takes away the remainder. And actually, so I'll do this right here, and I'll show you. I mean, maybe I'm just looking at that wrong. It might not actually be 2. Hang on. It is 1. My bad. I should have looked at that more carefully. But it's not actually 2 because I'm not thinking correctly. This would give you 1 with, let me show you. It would give you 1 with some weird remainder. You know, I can't do that off the top of my head, but here, 5 divided by 3, it's actually 1.666. So what it's doing is it's just deleting everything after the decimal. It's not rounding up or down. It is simply deleting it and just taking the whole value of its whole number. So just keep that in mind if you're ever doing something, if you're ever trying to divide with an integer. It is not going to be the same. It's not going to give you 1.66. So that is all the stuff I want to talk about in this video. Try to get some more videos up this week. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.